Alexis and Bob, thank you so much for taking the time to, I guess, share your experiences of moving to Noosa. I know it sounds like a silly question, but why did you choose Noosa to relocate?
Oh God, that's easy, isn't it? I think the first and foremost, it's probably the natural beauty of the place.
Yeah.
I mean, we just love the fact that there's the beaches and the river and the hinterland, and it is pristine and it's well cared for.
True. It's almost like 4 cities in one, isn't it? You've got every element
Absolutely.
you could want. Yeah. And I guess you guys are living in Noosaville. How did you filter down, I guess, that decision point to move to Noosaville versus the beach or the hinterland?
Well, I think that's one for you.
Is that one for Bob? Yeah.
Well, we had a few friends that sort of moved up from Manly in Brisbane, and we used to come up here and sort of visit them, and we sort of decided that, you know, we could live up here, and it was a matter of doing a little bit of research on the computer on realestate.com, and one weekend we just thought we'd come up for a drive. I picked out about 8 houses just to have a look at, and the locations and suited us. The house that we actually had number 1 on the list was the house that we actually ended up buying.
Oh, amazing! Yes, it's
So
a beautiful home. Yes.
Because it's so central to everything, we wanted somewhere that we could actually walk to the river, but not be too close to the river, just to get away from the traffic and all that sort of stuff. Not that there's that much traffic, but with having the hospital so close and the shopping centre so close.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
So it's kind of location and then proximity to everything, isn't it? Yeah. So we've got the river, we've got the hospital you mentioned, and you also mentioned like to do Pilates, so you've got a few different activities.
I've got my doctor, I've got my physiotherapist, and I've got a yoga instructor, and everything like that is all within 5 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
And having the hospital within 5 minutes, and radiology and pathology within 5 minutes.
Restaurants.
Within 5 minutes, or
we
can even ride our bikes down there.
Yeah.
Everything is within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Bunnings. Yeah, I can go on for hours. But
you
do not need to go to the big smoke.
Absolutely. That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Now, thinking back, it has been a while. I think you've been here for 5 years. When you were searching, you mentioned realestate.com and things like that. Were there any, I guess, missing bits of information around your search that now you think it would have been good to know then, so that, I guess, I, as an agent, can help people coming into Noosa?
We just practiced that one this morning, and we could not think of one thing that was missing. So it was a matter of, like, Bob's research, you know, getting the top 8 list, coming up here, looking at the different suburbs, if you want to call them that, but just different little hamlets.
Different areas.
You know, and then figuring out, okay, well, where do we want to be closest to? And we thought the river. The restaurants. And so it kind of ended up narrowing our search, because we looked at places in Springs and Heads and around that.
Yeah.
So for us, it was always going to be Noosaville.
Yeah. Because actually, if I think back to when I first met you, Alexis, you were walking home from the river, if you remember. And, I guess that walking distance has probably been your main decision point.
Good exercise, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes you want to be healthy.
Yeah.
Being in a place like this too.
That's
and
true.
Everyone's happy, and, nothing's a problem.
And sort of, we've touched on a bit, but what sort of activities do you guys like to do since you've moved here, and was anything missing versus what you were doing in the city or where you came from?
Well, we play, I can say we play, but we try to play golf.
Yeah.
We aren't good, but there's a wonderful par 3.
The one at Tawantin.
At Tawantin.
Yeah. Amazing.
Which is probably 6 minutes away. I'm a bit disappointed. But
a little bit too far in the
too
car.
far.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that's like 5 minutes away once again. But it's a beautiful course. It's a tricky course, and it is only a par 3, but we don't go there to break any records. And
It's not we as in Bob and I.
No, sorry. There's
Bob and some neighbours.
There's about 7 guys,
Famous
all within our block.
Yeah.
that we've met since we've been up here. So we play golf on a Wednesday, and then we actually, I started off by taking them to Tin Can Bay for a game. So now we have the Tin Can Bay Cup, and we go to Harvey. Last one was at Harvey Bay. We've been to Byron Bay twice. Husband and wives, we all go down there.
Because it's also
it's a social thing that we organise. Then we go to the yacht club on Thursday nights. It's usually about 14 of us that all go there on a Thursday night. Members' night and all that sort of stuff. And then with such a large group, all neighbours and everything like that, everybody has birthday parties. So there's always a birthday party, usually once a month or something like that. And
so we've bought a little MG. So we're in the MG car club. So we go for, when we've got time anyway, go for little rally drives around the hinterland, which is great.
Have you done the hill climb? Have you ever competed? Are you going to do that?
No, it's not that powerful.
Yeah, it's not a car like.
But when we first came up, we had Harley Davidson, so we used to ride our Harleys, motorbikes, and we've got a caravan. We go caravanning. We don't do long distance, but 500 kilometres probably north, and we're going to Canberra later later this month for a couple of weeks. But
it's a good base to get anywhere.
You can be in the country in 10 minutes.
10 minutes,
yeah,
that's right. Go up to Montville and Mullaney. Stunning.
Yeah.
Really stunning.
And I think you've talked a bit about your social life, but I guess you moved here. How easy was it to make friends, as coming as, I guess, retirees? And, how long maybe did it take to establish this lovely network?
Couple of weeks.
Well, actually, it's less than that, because the removal van dropped all of our stuff off and us on the 29th of December 2014.
Yeah.
2 days later, we had an invitation to go and have drinks at the boathouse on the Sunset Bar.
Sunset Bar.
We met some of our neighbours. Then we were invited to something on Australia Day, and it's just snowballed since then. We meet people through dog walking, through being members of the yacht club, through volunteering through the MG club. It just, we could meet people, very regularly.
So versus maybe where living in a city, you find that maybe people are a little bit more welcoming and...
you don't see them.
Yeah.
They work, they get up,
different looks
go to
on
work,
their faces.
come home, eat, go to bed. So here, it's totally different. Even when we're in Manly and Brisbane, we sort of got to know one of the neighbours a bit. But I'd say out of all the places where I've lived in,
this is the best.
In the last 20 years, we've got too many friends.
Yeah,
we've got to start.
That's a great problem to have. Absolutely.
We threw the packing boxes away. That's
we always used to put them aside. So no more packing, unless we move a couple of streets. It won't be any more than that.
Right. And I think, Alexis, you talked about volunteering at the Noosa Information Centre and how you loved sharing, I guess, your top 10 with people who are visiting. Can you give us a few of those top 10?
Yeah, easy. Look, I always encourage people to take a walk in the national park. That is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful. I mean, it does get a little bit busy during the school holidays.
And it is quite a strenuous walk, if we're being honest. It's not a stroll.
Yeah, but they've made it such that people with prams and people with wheelchairs can get a fair way along that road now. And then there's not only the coastal walk, but there's also the rainforest and the inland walk, and that's gorgeous. I always send people for a ferry ride. If they haven't been here before, get yourself on a ferry and go all the way. It's a hop on, hop off all the way to Tewantin Marina. That's stunning. Get out to the Yamundi markets. Walk along the river. Go for a walk up to the Laguna Lookout.
Oh, yeah.
Stunning.
I think that one's a bit like of a secret sometimes, isn't it? Unless you tell people about it. Yeah, definitely.
Book yourself in advance a spot at some gorgeous eateries that we've got here, and we're blessed with some of the best, chefs and eating establishments. wonderful.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful. Anyway,
Amazing.
that's a
the couple. Thank you for that. So I guess to wrap up, like now that you've lived here for 5 years, what are 3 things you would tell yourself or someone else when they're moving here?
Number one, the airport is so close.
Yeah.
It's a 20-minute drive to the airport, and people coming up from Melbourne.
Or Sydney.
Or Sydney.
Or Adelaide.
Yeah, so we've
that's
got the
close.
airport right at
Yeah.
the doorstep. And
Okay.
then you've got Brisbane, which is, an hour and a half, but the Sunshine Coast Airport, it's wonderful. Park your car there, leave it there, go to Melbourne for a few days, come back. It's great.
But my top one is still just the environment, the place, the beauty of it. And I still pinch myself every day and think how lucky I am to live in a place like this.
Even when we drive down the streets here in Noosaville, just tree lined. Like, you sort of take it for granted sometimes until I go back somewhere else and I think, wow, like we're so spoilt with nature. Absolutely.
I think the other thing is you said before that everything is so close. Proximity to services, amenities.
Everything.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
really, really close.
And I mean, the way they look after, the council, or they look after the area, the foreshore is just pristine, it's beautifully kept. And we even talk to the people that are cleaning the tables down there. They say good morning to us every morning.
So good.
Good morning, Bob, Alexis. Good morning, Chili. And, it's the cleaners, they're wonderful.
It's true. Everyone's kind of happy to be here, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've got the best office in the world,
The river.
Yeah, the river, and they work on the river, and the dustmen, they come up and pack chili, make a fuss of chili, and we laugh every day. Yeah. We can't stop laughing about, just every day's a different day, and it just gets better.
Amazing.
So, and number 4, I know you said 3, but number 4, I just think the people here, we're all here for the same reason.
Yeah.
And there's so many people like us. We've kind of run away from the big city, run away from our kids, and everyone's here to have, it's kind of like a time to yourself, where you've probably got less responsibilities as when you had family close by.
Yeah,
so
and
that
just
makes
being
it
able
very
to enjoy
special.
the environment. Yeah, that's true actually, but close enough that people can still visit.
Yeah.
Okay, so final question. I think I know the answer. Any regrets about retiring in Noosa?
Let me think about that. No,
I think both our ashes will be scattered on the Noosa River.
Amazing.
Hopefully not
Not
anytime soon. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for taking time out. I'm going to share this with people who are considering moving here, I think, at your life stage, so that they can feel confident about leaving their families. It's quite easy to make friends. They're big decision points. So
I'm sure their families will love coming up here.
That's it.
That's right. Lots of visitors.
Yeah, lots of visitors.